Hello everyone, and welcome to season 3, episode 2 of the HONESTea. My name is Malakai, and I am just so grateful that you're here. This really started out as a passion project for me, and so I love that we're, still rocking on and in season 3. And what I want to talk to you today is about what happens when you do stop faking it and people don't like it. What happens when you show up as yourself fully and it's met with pushback and silence and, all the shame? Because that's a very real thing. And I think a lot of people are afraid to be authentic because they're afraid that's what's going to happen. So I really want to talk about that. And so here's what I've come to understand as I've gone along on my journey. So when you choose to show up authentically, you become a mirror for all the people around you. And some people are just not ready to see their own reflection. And so they do push back. They go quiet. They pull away. They make you feel like something is wrong with you. Not everyone, but some, And here's what I want you to hear. The reaction is not about you. It is absolutely about them. Your authenticity is confronting because it shows them what they're not ready to face in themselves. We are still wearing masks. So many of us are. And your willingness to take yours off makes other people feel uncomfortable. Not because you're doing something wrong. And you have to be brave to do this. So I just don't want to pretend that you don't. You do. And, there is still stripping down that's going on, all the time. And I know it because I've lived it. There was a time when the people that were supposed to love me told me that I should be ashamed of myself, that I was ungrateful, and what I know now is that it represented for them a growth that they weren't ready for and a shame that they weren't ready to release. And some people close to me still find it really hard to show up for me. It's really funny. I'll go to a party and everyone else will easily talk to each other about what their business is doing and how they're growing. And some people just go completely quiet when it comes to me. They can't even support my posts, or they don't, they find it difficult to support me because sometimes my authenticity can feel confronting for some people. And for others, they're like, wow, go girl, and they're ready to be on board with me. So, and I share that not for sympathy. I share it because I know I'm not the only one. And if you've ever been brave enough to show up as yourself and you felt the silence and the distance, and I think a lot of people say, oh, no, that's not happening. But, that's called gaslighting. It is happening. People find it difficult to support you. And I just want you to know that that's okay. And, the other thing is a lot of people will say, oh, because I am at the point where I absolutely do not give a shit what other people think. And a lot of people will say, oh, that comes with maturity. And I just say, no, bullshit. That's so untrue, because I know people who are in their 20s who are so sure of who they are and turn up really authentically. And I know people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s who are still faking it every day and are exhausted from it, So this is not about age. It's about awareness. It's about, the decision to show up authentically. And I want you to know there are consequences. I don't want to even pretend that there are not consequences, because there are. I have felt the consequence of turning up authentically. And so the reality is that you may lose some people in your life. Some relationships will shift. Some will, and it can be painful. It can feel like rejection. It can make you wonder whether it's worth it. But if you want to grow as a person, as a business, as anything, you need to do this. You need to be more authentically you. It will grow you. It will grow your business. It will grow your family. It will heal things in you. And the thing that I want to let you know is that the people that are meant for you will find you. The people that are not meant for you, that don't appreciate your authenticity, that are not in your frequency, in your vibration, that are not, the right people for you to fulfill this journey, to support you wherever you're going, they won't be able to handle it. and they might push back, you know. And what I want to say is, do not shrink. There's so much temptation to do that when somebody reacts badly, you know, and to apologize and to put the mask back on, you know. But don't do that. You know, stay true to yourself, because it hurts you in the long run. And also have compassion for those people, because it's not about bad behavior. Just understand their reaction is coming from their own unworthiness, their own wounds, their own unreadiness, you know. And the people, what I also want to let you know is that although you might lose some people, and though some relationships might shift, the people who are meant for you will find you. They will find you. They will be looking for you. There are people who need to be around you. And I'm not saying you have to have a podcast or you have to have a business or any of those things, because taking off the mask and being more of you and being more authentic is so amazing. And the other amazing things is that just your energy and your vibration and how you're showing up is going to attract the people that need to see that. There are people who need to see it because they're ready to take the mask off. They're ready to show up more authentically in their lives, and they want to see role models, you know, and whatever form that takes. And like I said, it does not have to be doing a podcast. They can just see and feel the energy of you, that you're doing that you're coming from this real place of authenticity. And, you know, don't be discouraged. Yes, you're going to be a mirror for some people. Yes, there are some people that you're going to potentially lose along the way, or, you know, there's going to be a shift. And that's okay. And some people you will inspire and you will grow that are in your lives. I mean, I can't even tell you the number of people who will months later, even years later, you know, because I've been doing this for a while now, will say, oh, I saw this video and you don't even know it changed my life. You know, and this is from years ago. And I'm like, no idea, had no idea. So I just encourage you, you know, and this is not for the faint of heart. This is going to take bravery. But the other thing that I absolutely 100% know is that when you choose to be brave, you know, when you get out of your comfort zone and you get into that brave zone, and that is where all of the magic happens in your life. You know, you will have your relationships with your relationship, most important, with God, will change. Your relationship with yourself, or whoever you call your God, right? Your relationship with yourself will completely change. Your relationship with your family, with your significant other, in your teams, at work, all of those relationships will change. And it will change for the better. And people that don't resonate with you as you travel along your journey, they may come, they may go, they may change, they may not. And you have to be willing to accept that, you know. It is part of it. And it is a beautiful growth. And yeah, it's going to feel difficult. And I applaud you. If you are on this journey already, if you are embarking on this journey, I applaud you, because I know how hard it is. It can feel so lonely sometimes. I felt so alone in the journey sometimes, to be just totally honest with you. But I have the most beautiful, incredible, authentic relationship now that, you know, that I never would have had before, had I not gone on this journey. And I have the most beautiful, wonderful, authentic ability to live, you know, this life of freedom. And isn't that what we're all looking for, is the freedom, right? So when you show up more authentically, when you're truly yourself, when you take the mask off, not only can you live your hero's journey, you know, you can get the freedom that not only are you seeking, but that you deserve, because isn't that what we all want? We want that freedom, and that real freedom comes from authenticity. So, you know, as always, I want to leave you with this final thought, that my prayer, my hope, my wish for you is that you heal deeply and lead boldly and live fully. Live your most authentic and most beautiful life. And, you know, I hope to continue to serve you in this way and to keep talking and having these, you know, moments of honesty. I love you and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah.